I have no money because I went to prison once already and it destroyed my life and I have no way of working, so I have no money. So that should be taken into consideration. I'm pregnant, so I'm going to need OBGYN care. And when I left the hospital just recently, I told them, please make my appointment for the next day when I get discharged because I cannot wait that long without seeing someone. I go crazy in the public because I have been to prison and I don't understand people anymore. And they didn't do that. So I went nuts because I found out I was pregnant. So all of that needs to be taken into consideration. $10,000 isn't too bad, but I'm not going to be able to make bond, so it doesn't matter. You're going to keep me in jail and probably send me to prison for this anyway.
Have you been to see a doctor yet about your pregnancy?
No, it's too early to even get a positive pregnancy test.
Assault, resist, or obstruct, in that you did assault, batter, wound, resist, obstruct, oppose, or endanger Officer Daniel Gertz, a police officer of the Gaylord City Police Department, who you knew or had reason to know was performing your duties. That is a felony offense that has a maximum penalty of 2 years and or a $2,000 fine. Do you understand the name of that offense, ma'am?
I'm not really sure what you're saying, but kind of. I have resisting arrest?
Yes, that's count one. As a maximum penalty of 2 years and $2,000. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Count two is the same kind of charge, resisting arrest. The name of it's called police officer assaulting, resisting, or obstructing. It says that you did assault, batter, wound, resist, obstruct, oppose, or endanger Officer Jacob Depew, a police officer of the Gaylord City Police Department who you knew or had reason to know was performing his duties. That also is a felony offense with a 2 year and or $2,000 maximum penalty. Do you understand the name of this charge in count two is also police officer resisting? And you also understand that that has a 2 year, $2,000 maximum penalty? All right. In addition to that penalty, there's also a habitual offender notice being sent called fourth offense notice, which enhances the penalty. It says that you did on or about October the 13th of 2020 were convicted of the offense of resisting and obstructing police in the 46th Circuit Court of Otsego County. On or about February the 5th of 2019, you were convicted of resisting and obstructing police in the 46th Circuit Court for Otsego County. And on or about February 5th of 2019, you were convicted of the offense of attempted arson preparation to burn a building, also in the 46th Circuit Court. And because of that, the underlying two offenses have a maximum penalty of, Ms. Brucker, this says life, but I don't know that is it third offense that doubles it, or is it fourth offense that mandates the life sentence? Excuse me, the 25-year sentence.
I'm sorry. I think it should be 15 years, but let me double check that. I might have selected the wrong prompt when I did that. I'm sorry. If I could just have 1 second.
Yep, go ahead. Ms. Brink, she's going to check to see if the information that I have on my paper here is accurate.
All right.
It would be 15 years, Judge, and I'll get that corrected.
All right, thank you. So, Ms. Brink, with the habitual offender notice, the maximum penalty is now 15 years in prison. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Count three alleges that you did commit the offense of retail fraud in the second degree. That is, that in a store or its immediate vicinity, that is Walmart, when it was open to the public, you did steal property of the store that was offered for sale at a price of $200 or more, but less than $1,000. That's a misdemeanor offense. It has a maximum penalty of 1 year and or $2,000, up to 3 times the value of the property that was stolen. You understand the name of the offense to be retail fraud, that is shoplifting?
Yeah.
You understand the maximum penalty is up to 1 year in jail and or a $2,000 fine?
Okay.
All right. Right now you have certain rights. I want to tell you what those are. You have the right to plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest, or excuse me, stand mute. You have the right to have a trial by a judge or by a jury, and you have the right to have an attorney. As to your trial rights, you have the right to see, hear, and question all the witnesses. You have the right to present your own witnesses and evidence and get an order from the court called a subpoena to require those witnesses to appear and testify. You have the right to testify yourself, or you could remain silent. And if you chose to remain silent, that silence could not be used against you. You also have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, and to have that burden of proof remain with the prosecutor at all times. Finally, at trial, you'd have the right to automatically appeal if you wanted to any error that occurred. However, if you enter a plea, you'd be limited to asking the court for permission to appeal, and that might not be granted. Do you understand the rights that I've just given to you?
Yeah,
You have any questions about any of those rights?
no.
All right. Mr. Brown, have you talked to Ms. Brink about court-appointed counsel?
I was not really able to get that far, Your Honor, but I am going to say that she is. I currently represent her on a few other cases.
All right. Ms. Brink, I'm going to appoint an attorney for you. In the past, we've dealt with each other and you've been eligible for court-appointed counsel in the past. So I'm going to do that now. Mr. Gaylord is going to assign the specific attorney. It may be Mr. Brown, it may be somebody else. But right now I'm going to enter a not guilty plea on your behalf in order to protect your rights until you have a chance to speak with your attorney. Because you're charged with felonies, I'm also going to set some court hearings on a quick basis so that those protect your rights as well. The first one is called a probable cause conference. That's a chance for your lawyer and the prosecutor to discuss the case quickly to try to resolve it. That'll happen within the next 7 days. We'll also set a preliminary examination date within the next 21 days. That's a chance, that's an opportunity for the prosecutor to prove in court a small amount of evidence called probable cause that you committed the crimes that you've been charged with. Do you have any questions as to the hearing dates that we just talked about?
Oh, I didn't really hear you though.
Do you want me to explain what a probable cause conference and a preliminary examination date is?
Oh, no. I get it. I thought you were setting dates, like giving me dates.
Nope, not yet. All right, what I'm going to do next, Ms. Brink, is I'm going to ask the lawyers about bond, and then I'm going to give you a chance to tell me what you want me to hear about bond as well. So, Ms. Bruker, could you, any thoughts on bond?
Ms. Brink is currently on bond for a trespass charge that we're set
No, I'm
for.
not. There was no bond set.
Okay.
Ms. Brink, she gets to talk, and then you'll have a chance to talk afterwards. So I'll listen to you what you want to say, but you got to let her talk without interrupting her, please.
And she's set for an upcoming trial in that case. She was recently convicted of assault and battery back in February. And she does have a history of felonies and misdemeanors on her record that are assaultive as well. I would ask for the standard terms and conditions of bond, including that she not re-enter the Walmart store. I would ask for the court to order that she report to community corrections. I'd ask for the court to order that she follow through with any of her community mental health appointments and treatments. It appears that this crime, as well as her trespass charge, are probably related to some of her mental health issues. So I wrote on the bond sheet a $10,000, 10% bond. I'll leave that to the court's discretion. When Ms. Brink is out in public, she violates the law. She fights with police. We need to make sure that she's safe and the public are safe. But I also recognize that she does need her mental health treatment.
Mr. Brown, your thoughts?
Your Honor, as the court stated, is familiar with Ms. Brink. She does suffer from some mental health issues that she's seeing CMH for. I would ask the court to take that into consideration when setting a bond if she has appointments coming up, but definitely don't want her to miss that. If she's taking any kind of medications, I want to make sure that she is getting the medications that she needs. Other than that, Your Honor, I would leave this up to the court's discretion.
All right, Ms. Brink, this is your chance to tell me what it is that you want me to know about your bond. I would simply caution you, if you don't make any statements about the underlying facts of this case, because we're recording this and it could be used against you later. Is there anything else that you want me to know about bond?
Well, I have no money. because I went to prison once already and it destroyed my life and I have no way of working, so I have no money. So that should be taken into consideration. I'm pregnant, so I'm gonna need OBGYN care. And when I left the hospital just recently, I told them, please make my appointment for the next day when I get discharged because I cannot wait that long without seeing someone. I go crazy in the public because I have been to prison and I don't understand people anymore. And they didn't do that. So I went nuts because I found out I was pregnant. So all of that needs to be taken into consideration. $10,000 isn't too bad, but I'm not gonna be able to make bond, so it doesn't matter. You're gonna keep me in jail and probably send me to prison for this anyway.
Have you been to see a doctor yet about your pregnancy?
No, it's too early to even get a positive pregnancy test.
Working with anybody from community mental health on your treatment?
Yes, I am. Dr. Gurman is my doctor, and I'm supposed to be getting hooked up with ACT as well. They were gonna help me and like get a plate because I'm homeless. And because my parents have dementia, they don't understand that I'm homeless. They won't take me into their house. They keep calling the police on me because they don't recognize me anymore because I went to prison.
All right. So do you think it would be a good idea for you to start working with Dr. Gurman again?
Well, I have a complaint with CMH filed against him for not being fair and violating my rights. So I prefer a different doctor. I've mentioned that to the court once. That hasn't been respected at all. But I need to work with ACT and CMH because I have depression, anxiety, and I don't know.
All right. Are you taking
Depression
any
and
medication?
anxiety.
All right. Thank you. Are you taking any medications right now?
No, I'm not because I'm pregnant and I want to make sure that it's not going to negatively affect this pregnancy. Even though you're going to take this child away from me. I'm not interested in hurting this child.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. All right.
Yes. It's probably best for me to stay in jail for as long as possible because I have nowhere to go. So when I get out, I'm going to go back to violating the law so I can come back to jail.
Well,
no, that's the fact, Larry. I went to prison. I cannot work. Nowhere will hire me. I have no money. I'm stealing food like an idiot.
Okay, I don't want you to go into that, please.
Well, I'm just saying, he's asking questions. I'm telling him what needs to be considered with my bond. A PR bond would be nice so I can go look for work and take care of a baby, but that's not going to happen. I'm realistic.
Thank you, Ms. Brink. That's all the information I need right now.
Are you going to sign my bond?
I'm thinking about that right now. So yes, ma'am, I am.
Oh,
Just give me a minute.
Sorry,
Just
you
give me
didn't
a
say
minute.
anything, so.
No, that's all right. Yeah, I understand.
I'm half nuts too because I haven't seen or talked to my children that already exist in a very long time. So I can't help it. You know, I really can't. I don't even understand that I'm breaking the law. My parents are nuts. I'm getting no support out here.
Well, we're going to try to get somebody to come into the jail and help you with that. All right, we are going to set bond at $10,000, 10%, cash surety or 10%. The reason for that is her past history of violent behaviors, assault, and resisting and obstructing. There does need to be some amount of bond that protects the public. However, because she has a mental illness, it also needs to have some treatment part of that as well. So the requirements, Ms. Brink, are that you appear for any scheduled court dates, that you abide by the judgment of the court, that you not leave the state of Michigan without the permission of the court, that you not commit any crime while released, that you immediately notify the court in writing of any change of address or telephone number. You may not use any alcohol, marijuana, or illegal controlled substances while out on bond. You must participate in a substance abuse testing or monitoring program through community corrections. And you must comply with all community mental health treatment programs. And that includes doctor's appointments and medication as prescribed. You also may not enter the Walmart in Gaylord, and you must contact community corrections upon your release. You have any questions about the bond?
No,
Ms.
we're not
Brink?
gonna be able to make one.
Well, I set it at a point, you'd have to post $1,000. If you are able to, then you need to do what CMH tells you to do. Deputy, I asked that you guys call CMH and ask if they can send somebody to the jail to evaluate her and see if they can get her on some prescription medication.
Yes, sir. Can we make an OB? Well, whatever. I'll just tell them and they'll work with me on that way.
All right, that's all for today. Thank you, Deputy.
Okay.
What you just witnessed wasn't a simple courtroom moment. It was a collision of systems, mental health, homelessness, addiction, the justice system, and one woman caught in the middle of all of them. Alexis Brink stood before the court facing 2 felony counts of assaulting, resisting, and obstructing police officers, plus a shoplifting charge, all carrying dramatically elevated penalties under a 4th offense, habitual offender notice, pushing her maximum exposure to 15 years in prison. Her criminal history included prior resisting and obstructing convictions and an attempted arson charge. The picture painted by the record was serious, but the picture she painted herself was something else entirely. Homeless, estranged from parents who no longer recognized her after her time in prison, no income, no stable mental health treatment, and pregnant. She told the court plainly she expected to be locked up because jail, for her, was the only place she had to go. The judge listened. He set bond at $10,000, 10% cash, but made mental health treatment and community corrections compliance a mandatory condition, not an afterthought. He asked deputies to contact community mental health to send someone to the jail that same day. It wasn't a lenient ruling, but it was a human one. This case asks a question the legal system doesn't always answer well. When someone is failed by every structure around them, what does accountability actually look like? There are no easy answers. But in that courtroom today, at least one judge was asking the right questions. If you found this case as eye-opening as we did, hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more real courtroom breakdowns, because justice never gets old.